alone, or starting a career that's just in something that's just not acceptable in your community, or I don't know, picking up a new hobby or a new skill that just people around you are looking at you weird, but why are you doing that? And it's just, we miss out on so many amazing things because we're scared of missing out on what isn't right for us, which is absurd to me.
Even
And
sorry, even the missing out is, I agree with that, but it's just my brother was in a long term, he when he was much younger, he was in a long term relationship with someone, and then he broke up with this someone, and then met somebody else very quickly, and then they like traveled to Australia for 2 years and then came back, and he was back in that community that he was dating his first girlfriend, and he was like, people keep talking about me, and like because I should have stayed single for longer, but I fell in love with her, and blah blah. People keep talking about how I broke up with her 2 years ago, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? And he was, yeah, it's uncomfortable. I feel the people looking at him. I was like, you actually give a shit about what these people are talking about? Like, you guys broke up over 2 years ago, and these guys are still talking about it. I'm sorry, but you and your ex, you are nobodies. Like, you're not Prince Harry and Meghan, and even even that, it's just leave them alone. Like, you're not these like world famous celebrities. Like, you're just two nobodies. I love you, but if these people talk about you, just imagine how boring their lives are.
oh, so
But
boring.
over 2 years, like, if it has just happened, human behavior, but over 2 years later, like, get over it. Just get over it. Like, anyway, and he was like, oh yeah, maybe you're right. I was like, of course I'm right. I say he's not even missing opportunities, and he's still letting the chatter get to him, and I'm like, you need to just stop. Like,
Yeah,
these
I
people's
just.
opinions don't matter.
Hmm?
These opinions don't matter.
Oh no, they really don't. It's funny because I just shared not long ago my personal account. I shared a post. It was in Hebrew, and it was regarding the situation, but it's very fitting where someone said, what was it? I can't remember the exact way he put it, but he's like, I can't believe I care about so much about some dumb person's opinion across the world, and I feel dumb for caring about this dumb person's opinion. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but it was a bit funnier. But it was just like that's what it is. We care too much about dumb people's opinions who most of the time have no impact on our lives whatsoever. And these people are not really trying to help us
No.
do better, be better. They don't really, it's not, you know, they don't have our best interests in mind. They just bored and they want the gossip. And yeah, and sadly, singles most are the ones who are most subjected to this because a lot of people settle down, they succumb to the pressure of getting married and having kids. And so they become bored with their life. And obviously not everyone, I'm doing a generalization
No,
here.
absolutely.
And so then they try to live vicariously through you, or they try to dig into your life, or they try to convince you to also get married and have kids because misery loves company. And we try to justify our own actions by getting other people. And so singles are just left like prey in the open field to be picked on and taken apart of why you're still single, what you're doing with your singlehood, when you're going to find someone, when you're going to settle down. Why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? And why aren't you with them? And why aren't you with her? Why did you break up? And why did you break up? It's like taking apart their lives and analyzing it and having the audacity to think that you have a say in it.
I agree, the audacity. I have a client. I've been working. So I met this client through one of my own online posts, and this was a year ago, and he was saying, so I separated over a year ago, and we're getting a divorce, and now I'm just I'm dating left and right, and I'm not sure, I'm not dating the right women. Like, can you help me with that? Can you help me? I don't have trouble talking to women, but I have trouble kind of just understanding certain female behavior sometimes. I'm like, yeah, fine. And so I was helping him. And so a year on, he has changed his mind on whether or not he wants to be on a relationship so many times. And I was like, what is it that you want? Like, have a think. We don't need to do it now. We can, but I don't know that it'll be useful. Have a think about what it is that you want. Where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years? Like, this guy is in his 50s and has kids and things like, and he's got a great career. Like, his life looks different now from when he was 30 and when he was 20. Is where he sees himself. And it's like, well, I want to be spending some time with some women, but I don't necessarily want to go back into the whole getting married thing. And you know, I don't have an age. Like, I can date 30-year-olds, I can date 50-year-olds. Like, and he was just talking about it. He was like, I said, so why are you? What's this about getting into a relationship? I was like, well, I don't know. You see other people who are in relationships, and you see this, and you said, I was like, okay, then great, then it's fine for them if they are happy in a relationship. But if you look at your life thinking, right, I've done that, now I just want to do this, then that has to be okay as well. So we're working on, well, I don't know that we're working on it, but he's just making it okay to not want to be in a relationship. And it's strange. Like, this
Yeah.
50-year-old good looking successful man has a lot of women around him. Like, he has no trouble getting a date, but he's got this little voice of society in his head saying, oh, you should be in a relationship, you should get in the dating pool and meet someone. Like, people snatch you up. Yeah, people will snatch him up. Does not mean that he wants to.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I believe part of the problem is why we have such a hard time making up our own minds is because we're constantly worried about other people's opinions. And so we don't want to make up our own mind. We don't want to make the decision on other people to make it for us, or we just want to follow other people's decisions in their own lives. So we sort of and we do it in a lot of things in life, not only in relationships or being single. I feel like we do it in many small things in life, so it slowly becomes a habit, and then we do it also with the bigger things, especially when it comes to relationships. We don't want to make that decision. We're so scared of taking that plunge, and at the same time we're worried about what we're missing, and wait, but there's more fish in the ocean, and we don't want to settle down, and we don't want to do this or that. So we can't make up our own minds.
Yeah.
We just let everyone else, we just follow the herd, or we let everyone else decide for us, or we listen to everyone telling us what we should do. And so there's so many opinions, and we just get confused, and we don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
For all of the above.
I think a good kind of rounded up comment, a double rounded up comment, suggestion, advice is, take the time to actually think about what it is that you want, like where you see yourself in the next 12 months. Like, you can see yourself in 10 years, like married with kids, and have that be honest. But maybe in the next 12 months you want to do stuff on your own, and that's okay as well. And that's okay whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50. Like, you can want to see yourself long term with someone, but short term you can want to be on your own. So make sure you know what it, like, be honest with yourself about what it is that you want. And once that you're honest with yourself, be honest with other people. Not in this, I'm not saying that people usually lie. It's just, you get this thing of, like, people don't really own the fact that they want to just date around, or they don't own the fact that they want a relationship. Like, you get this weird cliched sentence of, I'm open to meeting someone, and if it works out, then great, and if it doesn't, then great, I'm not fussed. It depends on how we match and chemistry. And it's this very vague kind of just concept that everybody says that doesn't mean anything. Whereas if you said, right now I'm looking to stay single. I've got stuff to do. It's just I'm happy to date around, but I want to stay single for right now, and just be honest with other people, then you'll attract the right people as well.
Yeah, and we need to also learn how to decide what we want to do and not make it our whole world. I don't think and I don't believe that that one thing should be our whole world, whether it's a relationship or career or hobby or whatever it is. We need to learn how to have a balance in our lives where we're not too dependent on one thing or one person, where if it crumbles, then our whole world crumbles. And again, it brings me back to why it's so important to take advantage of your singlehood, because that's a perfect time where you're on your own and you don't have that one relationship that consumes most of your time and energy to 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 start filling your life up,
Yeah,
to focus on finding your hobbies, on your passions, your career, on working out, on living a healthy lifestyle, traveling and 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 discovering what you love, what you developing new skills, making new friends, or connecting better with your current friends, and just creating a fulfilling life. So when you do find someone, that relationship won't fail just because you're relying solely on them to make you happy, to make you feel less lonely, to 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 fill your life up with joy and happiness. And I think that when we have that kind of fulfilling life, we radiate a sort of contentment and happiness outside to the world, and we attract better people into our life. We also accept better people and refuse to accept people who aren't good for us. I'm not sure how I got here, but here we are. And that's a general misconception about being single, is that we often think that being single is just a transformative phase, which it sort of is in a way, but it's not just a waiting period or like a waiting room for your next relationship. It's a period where it's a transformative period, yes, in the sense of the word, of like, this is time to transform your life and to make yourself into that person that you want to be, or make your life the way you want to be. And it's not about just sleeping around or going on date after date after date or trying to find a relationship. It can be part of it, but it's not all of it.
I agree. Famous last words.
Famous last words. If only, if only.
Let us
Yeah.
think about are you single? Like anonymously, are you single and want to be in a relationship? And more importantly, are you in a relationship and would prefer to be single? And let us know what you think and what's stopping you from getting into that.
Yeah. And if you also have a hard time deciding for yourself what to do, and if you feel like there's too much pressure around you to do what you don't want to,
Mm. Pop Culture Cupid on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, all of
Apple
the
Podcasts,
Apple Podcasts,
everywhere, just come
everywhere.
find us.
And speak to
Yeah.
you soon.
Yep. Bye bye.
Bye.